Tell me when I should start smiling.
We're ready to start. I guess I'm still getting used to this because there was a little gap there. So we'll have to dial this in. All right, man. So Alan, I'm curious, what excites you the most about blockchain and real estate? Obviously, we're working on a white paper. We're going to be highlighting some of the applications that we see in the next 1, 3, 5, 10 years in this industry. What excites you the most?
I think the biggest thing for me is, what I've been researching is a couple of things: tokenization of real estate, but also how the blockchain is going to assist us with things like insurance, title transfer, making sure we've always needed a central trusted organization to tell us that a transaction's valid in real estate, right? Like that's always been at the core of everything we've had to do. And I think that like we're shifting to a place where like we can let the algorithms prove that it's valid versus having to believe someone, right? So like having a trustless network, which sounds scary if you don't understand what I mean, but what I really mean by that is like you don't have to trust someone else. You can trust the technology, and the technology can't be corrupted. So the technology can't lie. You can't have two people with the same, like title on blockchain technology. Like you have a very clear chain of title that can never change. Like those are the things that up until now, there have been all these convoluted systems that you have to kind of use when you're in real estate in order to make a transaction happen. And I think that what we'll start finding with the other thing that I've been researching is smart contracts. We'll find that now we're going to be able to like make that much more available to people in a way that can be trusted. It's why it's such a disruptor, because like it's going to change realty, it's going to change title, it's going to change ownership. I think it's going to change like the loans and the mortgages that we're using. I mean, there's so much that's affected through one real estate transaction. And I think that's what I'm really excited about. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but I think that we're going to see some major innovation. And I think based on what I've seen with other technologies and how they've diffused, really what we'll start seeing is some great innovation, and then it'll become so standard that governments will start letting it happen, or they'll have some kind of regulation, but then it'll be possible. And I think up until now, like it hasn't been possible because you need some kind of buy-in for governments to actually like let you do real estate, because they treat real estate differently, right? Like they don't treat real estate like a car, or like you're selling, secondhand clothes or CDs or whatever, not that anybody sells CDs anymore, but like real estate is that asset class that like is definitely treated differently. It's treated differently inheritance. It's treated just differently than every other asset type. And I think I can't wait for that. I mean, I think it's a lot closer than a lot of people realize.
Yeah, I mean, it's a paradigm shift. So
Absolutely.
when we say that, I think it's really it's tough for people to understand. Like, yeah, I get it, but I don't get it. How long do you see this taking for we're buying and selling real estate that's recorded on the blockchain?
I look back to the last major disruption in technology was the internet. And how did the internet unfold when it came to real estate? And like the first thing that happened is that the consumer experience started changing in terms of how they found real estate, right? And then like how people purchased houses started changing through like mortgage applications being taken online. And there's still some counties in my state, in Utah, but I'm sure all around the United States, that don't have their records online yet. Like in Salt Lake City, if I need to record something, it's all online. It's like a web app that you use and you record it. It's automatic. It happens. But there's some places where you still can't do that. Like you still have to take a piece of paper down and actually record it. And I think that we'll see the exact same thing when it comes to blockchain. And I think we'll see bigger metropolitan areas probably adopt it sooner. Then it'll slowly proliferate out until it's everywhere. But even the internet has not completely diffused when it comes to real estate and the government.
I agree. Yeah, that's a valid point. I think that's worth considering here. It's going to take a few years to see it begin. It might take dozens of years to see it diffuse fully into the market. So that's exciting. We're going to be talking more about this in our white paper. So if you guys get a chance, check out blockchainwhales.com. We're going to have some